Hey guys, how's it going? It's Zahait here, and we're back with a brand new episode of The Farmer Was Replaced. And in today's episode, what I want to work on is my bone farming script, because right now all I am doing is plunking down dinosaurs and then mining the dinosaurs, and that's it. It's completely random how many bones we're going to get, because we're not doing anything specific. We're not even trying to get more bones. So I've been just reading a little bit here, and it says we can actually measure wherever that is. Here, we can measure in directions from where we are, and it also said there are 4 types of dinosaurs, so we have to have 4 types. As long as there are groups of 4 or more, then we are being as efficient as we can with our dinosaur digging, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just trying to figure out a good way of doing this. And I think the first thing that we want to do in our bone goal here is make sure we have enough cactuses to farm up all of the bones. And the number of eggs that we need is going to be equal to, I guess if we're going to get 4 per bone, no matter what, then num eggs is just going to be equal to bone goal divided by 4. And I probably want a buffer on here so that we fill up this map entirely. So maybe I'll just like add get underscore world size. This might be a little bit much. Get world, is it get world size? What the heck? Plus get I thought it was world size there. Sometimes it doesn't show up for some reason. And then we'll just square that. So we'll have enough to do however many we need, plus plant this whole thing 1 extra time, I think. Maybe we'll just divide that by 2. I don't know. Am I crazy? Let's just leave it time like to the power of 2 for now. We'll leave it like that. So that's how many eggs we're going to want to collect. And then what we need to do is farm cactuses until we have that amount. So farm cactus, and we're going to do that number of eggs times get cost items dot egg. I think this will work. Oh, it probably won't. Unless I do something like items.cactus after. Does that work? Let's get cost items. Let's see what this does. What does this give me if I print that? Get cost. See, there, I just did it right here. I think it does work. Get cost items.eggs, item.cactus. Error, error, error. We need another comma or another bracket. 60. Okay, so that's perfect. So now, number of eggs times the cost of them is how much cactus we need to farm. That seems pretty simple. So let's just mark this out for later. Gets number of cactuses required and farms them. Okay, so there we go. Then what we want to do is this part can stay current location. So now we know we have enough eggs. I guess what we'll do is we'll trade for the number of bones that we want, right? Items dot bones dot not bones egg, and we want to do that num egg number of times, right? I think so. Num egg number of times. Okay, so now we're going to have enough eggs to do all of the farming, hopefully. We can set the current location equal to this, and then we have to start our farming code, and that is going to be something interesting, because I think what I want to do is go to 0, 0, start there. We'll wrap around the whole thing. We get back to the start. We can start a script to... how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? You know what I'm going to do? I think what I'm going to do is I don't know if it matters where we are. I don't think it does. We're just going to start putting eggs down for our code. And you know what? For now, I'm just going to move all this stuff out of the way. We're going to start a new code. And this is just going to use egg and check for groups. Now, I don't know if this is going to do it all in one go. It should. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that this isn't a while loop. While number... you know what? We can just copy this. Well, num item bones is less than goal bones. There we go. We want to put that in here. We're going to be doing this script that we're about to make. And we can actually use this part too. If entity type equals dinosaur. So if we're on a dinosaur, then we have to check to make sure it's in a group of the same color. Now, I don't know what the colors are. I wonder if there's a way we can just try it and see. While true, and put in a print, get print measure. That's it. That's all we should have to do. Print measure. I just want to see what we're getting for outputs. So there isn't enough indentation here. Sorry, game. Okay. Does that work? None, 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 none. Why aren't you using eggs? Oh, I need to trade for eggs. Oh my gosh. Okay, trade items. Items dot egg. Let's see what this does. None, none, none. Why is it giving me none? 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 3. Okay, so the colors are just numbers. And the dinosaurs are... I never actually realized, but the dinosaurs are just chickens. Oh my gosh. Okay. I did not realize. Interesting. Okay, so they're just numbers. That's easy peasy then. I didn't realize it was going to be like that. So, if entity type equals entities dot dinosaur. Man, you know the problem with this is if they swap right after I've confirmed that there's a group of 4, I'm going to have a bad time. So hopefully that doesn't happen too many times. We do have a little bit of a buffer here in case it does it a few times, but... Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to, if we are on a dinosaur, then what we want to do is get current color, or current... let's just say color equals measure. Okay, there we go. Color equals measure, and then what we want to do is measure west, measure south, measure east, and measure west. And for each one of those, color equals measure and count equals 1, because we know we have 1. Then what we're going to do is measure north, east, south, and west, and count how many of them are the same color. So if measure, you know what, let's just say color equals measure north, count plus equals, I can't remember how to do this, equals plus equals? I don't remember. It'll give me an error if it doesn't work. Equals plus 1? Plus equals 1? I don't know. You know what? Let's just go count plus 1, and then I know it's going to work. Equals count plus 1. Alright. And that is that. And then we just need 3 of these, right? 3 more of them. If color equals measure east. And I know this isn't going to catch 100% of the cases, because this is only going to make sure that 3 touching in some sort of T shape or a line. It's going to check... well, yeah, that's all it's going to do, actually, is check a T shape Or no, that's it. It's not going to check 4 in a row, unfortunately. We can maybe work on something like that as well, and it's not going to check like L-shaped things either, which is a bit of a problem. But for now, I think it's going to be efficient enough. And then we'll do one more. So we got north, east, south, and west. And for each one of those, we're going to count plus plus. And then, after all of that's over, if count is greater than or equal to 4, if count is greater than or equal to 4, that is good. Then we want to harvest. Otherwise, I think these guys move around automatically by themselves, but I think if I'm gonna check them and I know that they're not matching, I kind of want to force them in a direction to get sorted. So we might do like the first quarter, I'll push all of them to be 0, and then we can do 1, 2, and 3. So I can kind of push them left if they're 0 or 1, and push them right if they're 2 and 3, maybe. Just to help it along, and I know the next time I come through, it's not going to be the same thing that I'm looking at, because we'll have moved them ourselves. So that might help. So else, we want if color blah blah blah, if color blah blah blah. That should work. If else. Okay, so we're gonna harvest if we're greater than or equal to 4. Else I want to swap, and then the swapping part, I want to kind of compare my location to the I want to check my location in relativity to the world location, and then push the dinosaur based on what color it is. I think if my location X divided by 4, yeah, divided by 4 is, let me see what this is gonna do. What do I want here? Cur location, let's make that an if. If current location X, which should be 0, divided by 4 is less than or equal to the color. I don't think I need 4 here. I think I need 3. Right? Is less than or equal to the color. I'm just gonna see. Let me work this through. Swap. How does the swap part work? Is it just swap direction? Swap direction. Okay, we'll swap it. Ooh, if my current location divided by 3 is less than the color, we're actually going to swap it east, I think. We're going to rip it to the east. Else, we are going to swap it west, I think. So what this is going to do, or what I'm trying to get it to do, is my current location is going to be a number between 0 and, in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 divided by 3 is going to give me 3. Which means I need the color 3 in that area. I mean, that is what I need. I've got 0 here, 1 here, 2 here, and 3 here. So it should be less than or equal to. Let's just say specifically less than. Because then we're not going to swap. If I'm standing here and I get a measurement of 3... I'm not going to swap it all the way around the planet. So that should work. Now if I'm here, and I have a 0, 0 divided by 3 is 0, which should never be less than the color, so we don't have to worry about swapping east, but we are going to push it west. Uh-oh. I don't want to push it west. No, maybe it's fine. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. We'll see how it works. I don't know. We're going to be moving stuff around all over the place. Things are going to get crazy. We'll see what's going on. Why does it say something is broken here? I'm not really sure what's going on. So anyway, that is going to... That should actually just be all we have to do. Is there anything else I have to do? I don't think so. Oh, I forgot that I have to move. So after all this is over, I have to move. Oh, I also need a else. If get entity type, dinosaur, if we need to make sure there's nothing there, right? I don't know what happens if I have like a tree or something and I try to plant a dinosaur on it. It might not work very well. So maybe we do get entity type is equal to... If get entity type is not equal to hay. Yeah, so if get entity type is not equal to entities dot grass or get underscore entity type is not equal to entities is dot turf a thing? Hedge, pumpkin, sunflower, tree. Okay, so we don't need to do turf. I guess we just want to say if it's equal to grass or none, then we're going to use an egg. Or it's not equal to entities grass, or it is equal to none, or not equal to none, then we are going to harvest. Because I don't know what's there, but something is going to be in the way. And then, after all that is done, else. So by this point, no matter what, if we got to here, we should have an empty terrain, hopefully. Or we've swapped it with a dinosaur. So now, if we have an empty terrain, because we've harvested, get entity type equals none, and I forgot my little brackets. If it equals none... Oh, and I need to put one of these over here as well. Okay. And I also need one here. Hey. Okay. Equals none. Then we are going to use items dot egg. And then if it's not, I guess it doesn't matter. After all of the ifs, we are just going to move to... And then this is where we're just going to take our new location, current location, blah, 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 blah. Let's take that. Current location equals. We'll take all of this and stuff it here. Okay. So that hopefully should work. I hope. Let's delete all this. And let's see what it does. Maybe I can just get a script to... You can't do an assignment here. Oh, I wasn't trying to. Equals. If equals. There we go. Okay, that should fix it, hopefully. Let's see how this works. I am going to just run a script. Farm bones. And bone goal... Oh... This is actually going to break. Bone goal. I want this to be minus, and this is only going to affect this code. But num underscore items dot bones. You know what? I don't even have to do this. I'll just change my goal when I feed it in here. I'll just change the goal to like 1,000 instead of 3,000. There. So that hopefully should work. Maybe. Okay. I'm gonna have to put in num minus num underscore items dot bones. We'll put that in there. And then I am gonna have to set this goal. Why is that not working now? Items dot bones. That should be working. Oh, I need another bracket here. Okay, that's gonna fix that. And then if I set this to like 2,300, oh, that's a 1. 2,300. Hopefully, number of eggs, 137. That's 8,000 cactuses. That's still a lot. I do really like watching my cactus sorting code. I don't know if there's a more efficient way to do this or not. There probably is. But this seems pretty good, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely have to fix my maze code. Right now, there's gotta be better ways to do this. And in fact, I know there's better ways to do it. But right now, we're just brute forcing it every time. So it kind of is what it is. But we should have 8,000 cactuses here right away. And then we should start farming our bones. Okay, here we go. Something broke. Oh, we reached our goal. Okay. So it seemed like it was working, but it happened so fast that I don't know if it actually worked or not. I guess what we can do is just try it and see if we can beat our old record of I think it was 2 hours and 26 or 2 hours and 28 minutes. The only thing that I've changed so far is the dinosaur code. And there was something else. Oh, my pumpkin code. I did it off camera. But my pumpkin code inside here actually is farming for carrots somewhere. Not there. Here. It was farming for carrots, and I wasn't using my polyfarm script. So now I've changed it to be polyfarm. And somewhere else I was also doing it here. I was farming carrots inside of this script, and I was using the farm carrot code instead of the polyfarm one. So anyway, now that that's all fixed, hopefully we're being a little bit more efficient with our stuff. And, well, we'll see if we can beat the 228 or not. It is nice that we're forcing our dinosaurs to be as efficient as possible. At least I think we are. We'll have to see what it's doing when we get there. Okay, so somehow our calculations are wrong, or the code is not working properly because we don't have any more eggs. We beat the time by a lot. Something happened, and it might be, you know what? Let's get it to stop once we get to this part and slow it down so we can see what the heck is going on when we get there. How does that sound? Let's try this one more time. It should pause once it gets to here, and then we'll slow things down a little bit and we'll see how it's working. I can even set the execution speed to something a little bit slower. I think setting it to 1 should help just visually to see what's going on. I'm gonna have to slow this down too probably, but I think 1 is the speed the drone without any speed upgrades. Okay, yeah, we'll try it. We'll see what it's doing. We'll figure it out. Okay, here we are. Let's see what is going on, shall we? I can't tell if it's doing what I want it to or not. Let's get it to reset every time it gets to this point, maybe. I think it's working. It's so fast, I can't tell. I'm not sure why it wasn't pausing. It's supposed to pause every time it goes around. Okay, let us see what is going on here. So if I hit play, I put a new one down. Gonna put a new one down. Why is it going so slow now? Do I have to... Okay, there we go. Now we can actually take a good look at what this thing is doing. Now it's gonna take a while. Oh, actually, because these guys are moving around on their own. Interesting. It does swap them and it plants a new one. That is interesting. That is something I wasn't considering when I first made the code. But that's good. So it looks like it's pushing white ones this way. Pushing gray ones this way. Okay, that's looking good so far. Oh, it just harvested, but I wasn't paying attention if it should have or not. Okay, we'll keep watching, see how this goes. This one's no good. We gotta get more chickens on here so we can see when it harvests. That's the only thing I'm not sure about, is if it's harvesting when it's supposed to be. We've got 5 bones, which means something did not work properly. I should never end up with 5 bones. Right there, we killed a white chicken that was by itself. And I don't know how that happened. There! What the heck? We killed a brown chicken! That shouldn't be happening. Okay, what the heck is this thing doing? I can't... Something is busted, and I don't know what it is. But it's definitely broken. I think it's this part. If it's not equal to grass and it's not equal to none, means sometimes it's coming in here and it's harvesting because the chicken doesn't count as grass or none. So I think I also have to say or dinosaur. That's probably what the issue is. In fact, I think that's exactly what the issue is. So let's add one more in here. Get entity. And then we'll just say is not equal to dinosaur. I didn't think of the fact when, entities dot dinosaur. Okay, I didn't think of the times where we're planting get entity type harvest. Somehow it's planting one and then it's immediately picking it up. But it shouldn't, because we use it and then from there we go straight to move. You know, I think what's happening is it's moving. It's going in here. It's saying there's no entity, or there is no entity. And then right as it does that, a chicken moves in there. So it's going in here and it's saying, well, it wasn't a dinosaur. And now it's not grass and it's not none, so we have to harvest it. And I think maybe that's what was happening. So, and get entity type. Oh, I need an end or. Actually, these should say and, right? It has to be not grass and not none and not a dinosaur to harvest. Okay, that is probably going to fix it as well. Let's give it a go. See how the code works. I don't have it stopping this time. I'm not going to stop it. I'm just going to see what we end up with. Hopefully we end up with 2,000 bones and we don't have a problem, but we'll see how it goes. So, unfortunately, it seems like it's not finding the pattern very often. In fact, it's not finding the pattern at all. I should be putting it down before I'm checking if it's matching, I think, because we're planting it and then we're moving. Okay, there it actually worked out for us. But when we plant, right after we plant, we're not checking to see if it matched with any, and I think that is a mistake. I think we should plant and then immediately check if it's matching. And I'm not 100% convinced with the whole swapping thing. I don't know. Maybe we set it equal to, like, greater than or equal to 3. And we just check if there's at least 2 that are matching. Because that'll help quite a bit. There we actually nailed one. That's great. But, like, we're already up to almost 3 hours, and that's no good. With this extra bonus that we have here, we might be able to get away with saying greater than or equal to 3 here and not having too much of an issue. And then we might catch some of these weird cases where we end up with an L shape that's actually matching. It might actually be pretty good. Maybe it's worth a try. I think it's worth a try. So the first thing I want to do is swap this to be the first thing. The first thing that we do right up here. So if getEntityType equals none, use item egg, and then, yeah, then we're going to check if it's equal to dinosaur, which if we've used an egg, it should be, but if we didn't have to use an egg because it wasn't none, then we're going to check here. That should work. And then harvest. Maybe what I do is put this first. In this order. So the first thing we're going to do is check if it's none of these things. If it is, then we're going to harvest it because we don't want it there. Then we're going to make sure that it's none, and if it is, we are going to plant an egg, use item egg. And I guess it's fine. I was going to say I could probably put the use egg in here because we know it's going to be empty after harvesting. And then this could be just a else. But for what it's worth, let's just leave it. I don't know if it's going to be that much less efficient. And let's change this to be a 3. So we're going to make sure it's none of those. If it's none, then it's something. We're going to harvest it. And if it's none, we're going to put an egg in there. Then we're going to check that, and we're going to do all this fun stuff. I'm still not totally convinced about this swapping thing. They might swap themselves around enough that I didn't know how often it was going to happen. So they might swap themselves around enough that this is not necessary. And maybe for now, let's just say that it's not necessary. And we'll give it a go. And we'll just see how it works. Greater than or equal to 3. So we're going 1, then +1, +1. Okay. That should work. Let's give it one more go. So far, this code is less efficient than my other one. But now, with a couple tweaks there, it might do what we need it to. Okay, we're almost there. We're just farming up some cactuses here so that we can buy the eggs that we're going to need. Should be shortly, hopefully. Okay, we're farming up our dinos. I just want to see how it's working. Most of the tiles are empty, which I think is good. It's going really slowly, though. Is this the speed that it normally goes at? What are my speed upgrades? It just feels very slow. Okay, so these guys are swapping around so much that I don't even know if it's necessary. And in that case, we've only got 3. But I think it's okay. I think it's gonna work out in our favor more often than not. Maybe. I guess we'll find out. Let me speed this up just a touch. And see how it's working. I just don't know how many dinosaurs is a good number. Like, it might even be faster to set this down to 2 even. We'll see. We gotta get 2,000 bones somehow, and that is gonna take a minute. Well, we're almost at 228, so that's not great. We're only halfway there. I don't know if it's actually gonna be more fast or not. More faster. No, it's gonna be more slower. More slower. Again. We do have a pile of extra eggs left over, though. So we might be farming up too many eggs. Ugh, I shouldn't say that. We're gonna run out here shortly. We're so close. Oh, come on. That's why I wanted extras. Okay, well, that's not the best. It's definitely not the best. I don't know. This just is less efficient than just grinding out the bones. Okay, I'm gonna put it back to 4. Just to see. It was, 2 hours and 40 minutes or something like that. I'm just gonna compare it if I put it back to 4. If that makes any difference at all. I'm assuming it's gonna be even slower, but we'll just give it a go real quick and we'll see how it goes. Okay. We're in the dinosaurs. Oh my god! All of a sudden we just beat our... All of a sudden we just beat our record! What the heck? Okay, so we got a new best time. I honestly don't know how these people are doing it in 20 minutes. I can't even fathom how I could save 2 hours of my time. I have no idea how that's possible. I know for sure not switching back and forth between crops all the time is going to save a little bit. But other than that, I have no idea how those people are doing that. Hopefully, I can at least get on the leaderboard one of these days, but I'm going to just keep grinding it out, see where we can go from here. I still need to consider the sunflower code. I don't know if it's even worth it having the power speed up. It probably is. I mean, it's going to be quite a bit faster, I would assume. We're going to invest some time to harvest the flower petals, but then once we have them, I forget how much faster it is, but I remember it being quite a bit faster. Is there a way to see sunflowers? Planting them, measure several sunflowers. As long as you have power, the drone will use it to run twice as fast. That just seems so good. I don't know how we could not do it. Twice as fast. That would mean if we have power, we should be able to technically cut our number in half, minus the time that it's going to take to farm more flowers. It's probably more like 70% of our time, but that is going to be a huge increase. Okay, and we probably also have to take a look at some of this stuff. Like, I can definitely put some cactus upgrades in here before we farm dinosaurs, and it's probably actually smart to do it before we farm them. I'm assuming it's going to speed things up a little bit. So maybe, just to check it out, we'll stick one more of these in here. And if it's less than 2, and I'll just put another cactus clock in there. Maybe before we do any cactuses, we upgrade our maze one more time. Because we're only at maze level 2. So we put this before the cactuses. Let's try putting that in there. Maze level 3. I'm expecting that's probably going to speed things up a little bit, and that was pretty minor change. Hopefully it does. I mean, one more go. We'll give it a go. We'll wrap it up here. I just want to see what our time is. What do we have? I forget. 2:16. Hopefully this helps a little bit. We got to get the pedals going. we gotta... I know there's some upgrades I can do to my pumpkin farming. I'll show you guys here in a second. I'm not happy with my pumpkin farming. Eventually, when we get to the pumpkins... Why is it farming carrots like this? Oh, because I haven't unlocked the poly farm at this point. Yeah, look at that. I haven't even unlocked poly farming at 28 minutes, and some people have beat the game already by then. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so here's my pumpkin code. Now, I don't necessarily like it because it's... I mean, it's fine, but it's going through the whole map trying to find if it's full or not, and... I mean, it's okay. And you know what? I probably couldn't even speed it up that much. But here, once it's planted all of these, it shouldn't have to go over these tiles here that it already knows have been planted. So I should start a list maybe of empty pumpkins and have it just lock in to a specific spot. And then just go between the ones that it knows are not planted. I don't know. It might not even save that much time, honestly. I don't know. It just feels like I'm wasting time going to all these other tiles that don't necessarily need to be checked. So I might clean the pumpkin code up a little bit to do something like that, but it's probably going to make more of a difference once the map gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And in fact, making the map even bigger, I could probably make it expand it one more time even. I don't know what that would cost. Expand... 1.75 thousand pumpkins. We still have 2, 4, 6, 8. That's not even that much. Oh, it's 21,000 pumpkins. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Whoops. We don't want to do that. That is a lot of pumpkins. We're not doing that. That is crazy talk. Okay, let's see. We're pushing for 216. We'll see if we can beat that. Oh, way faster. 152. And all I did was upgrade my pumpkins, or upgrade my cactuses and upgrade my maize. What does it take to do them both one more time? Cactuses takes 20,000 gold, which is a lot. Maize is... Where is maize? Is it already maxed? Can I not upgrade it again? Where's maize? Why can't I see it? Am I blind? Oh, it's over here. 16,000 pumpkins. See, that's a lot of pumpkins. But we could upgrade pumpkins for 3,000 carrots. So, yeah, see, that's what I mean. There's like a bunch of stuff that we could upgrade. It's just, I'm not sure how much of it is actually worth it or not. So, we'll see. I'll play around with the list a little bit. Maybe we can clean up our pumpkin code. We're getting close to being on that leaderboard, though. I'm pretty happy with that. Can't complain. I need to cut off another 20 minutes or so. Oh, we got it down to 151, and I don't believe that is enough to get on the leaderboard. It's not. We're getting so close. 382. Dang it. I need to cut off another 20 minutes. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I did just rearrange this a little bit more. I added in another maze in here. I added in some pumpkins. Yeah, I mean, there it is. So, I don't know. We'll have to play around with that a little bit more. There's probably some more stuff we can do to make it a little bit faster as far as just the order in which we're unlocking things. Obviously, my codes need to be updated a little bit more, and once we get those flower petals going, I think that is going to help us quite a bit. So we're going to try that in the next one. I'm not sure where I'm going to put that. Right now, I don't have a spot to farm power. So we might want to do it at the start of all of our other ones. Like before we start farming this stuff, maybe we just want to check that, you know, we have enough power. And if we don't, then maybe we just farm some power before we farm the pumpkins. I don't know. We'll try and figure it out, but we'll do it in the next episode. Guys, I hope you are loving the series so far. If you are, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And we'll see you next time.